Hello and welcome to Socioquatic, a one-stop destination for SSLC Social Science. Do you wish to score well in exams? Then you are at the right place. So without any delay, let's get started.
Hello friends, once again to discuss about the 10th and social science, your friend Prashant Kumar. In the last video, we discussed about era of Gandhi and national movement part 1. Now part 2. In the part 1, we discussed about the initial protest and early life of Gandhi and their Jallianwala Bagh massacre and also non-cooperation movement. So this non-cooperation movement ended, so which was withdrawn by Gandhiji because of the incident of Chauri Chaura. We discussed about that. Now, so what are other consequences of this one and also how this national movement continued? That one let us discuss. Swaraj Party. And here the withdrawal of non-cooperation movement disheartened the congressmen. Many people in Congress, they felt very sad. Their aim not reached. So because of the policemen, they attacked. So they don't want to stop that. They wanted to continue. But Gandhiji's idea was different one. And at that time, Motilal Nehru and Chittaranjan Das, C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru and Chittaranjan Das. So they advocated the withdrawal of boycott of legislative assemblies and re-enter the system again. Because of non-cooperation movement, they withdraw their membership to the assembly. And now, because of the withdrawal of this non-cooperation movement, they wanted to re-enter them. And to re-enter, they founded the Swaraj Party in 1923. And they contested the election. During the election of 1923, Swaraj Party won 42 seats out of 101 seats. See the achievement. Okay, so this is the beginning of Swaraj Party and establishment of Swaraj Party by Motilal Nehru and Chittaranjan Das. Next, we have to discuss about civil disobedience movement started by Gandhiji. What were the reasons for the beginning of civil disobedience movement? First one, the British government appointed Simon Commission to study the effects of India Government Act of 1990. After the introduction of 1919 Act, Montego-Chelmsford Act, what were the effects of this? To make a survey, British government appointed Simon Commission. But in India, there were wide protests with the slogan "Simon, go back." Everyone with the black flag, etc., they shouted. In that hartal, police made canning or lathi charge, what we say. In that lathi charge, Lala Lajpat Rai died in Lahore. So great leader actually. So at that time, the people, they continued their struggle in strong way, and British government now. So anyway, you don't want Simon Commission. So it is a challenge to you. British government challenged to the Indians to draft a constitution. US has to prepare a constitution. They actually underestimated the Indians. According to them, Indians definitely it is not possible for the Indians to prepare the constitution. And they challenged. This challenge was accepted by Motilal Nehru. Motilal Nehru and his committee accepted the challenge and gave a report. One report they prepared and they gave a report. And actually, in that report, he mentioned about he advocated for dominion status for India along with internal federal structure, and he recommended for the abolishment of separate constituencies reserved for minorities, creation of language based regions. See, whatever we observe now, so that one already they prepared, and ensuring human rights to Indians. An implementation of democratic traditions and many other recommendations were given in this report. Yeah. And then what happened? The Labour Party came to the power. The Prime Minister in England, and Ramsay MacDonald, he came to the power. And he talked with the Viceroy and announced that the process of granting dominion status to India would be considered at the earnest. Okay. And afterwards, at Lahore Congress session, under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru, declared that Purna Swaraj. And they decided to celebrate Independence Day on 26th January 1930. That day was declared as Indian Independence Day, and they celebrated. So because of only this reason, see, first in Indians, they declared independence and they celebrated hoisted tricolor flag on 26th January 1930. So this date, 26th January, is a very important date for the Indians. Because of this reason, to give importance to that date and to remember that date, the Constitution of India came into existence on that day. So this is another importance of the 26th January. Yes. So this is about these are the reasons behind the beginning of civil disobedience movement. Now civil disobedience movement we have to see. Civil disobedience movement is also known as Dandi March, or it is also called as Salt Satyagraha. Salt Satyagraha. Gandhi wrote a letter to Viceroy demanding 11 points. 11 demands they listed and they submitted that one to the Viceroy. And in that, to remove the tax on essential commodities like salt, etc. As Viceroy rejected the letter, they declared on 12th March 1930 that he would walk with his followers up to Dandi, 375 kilometers. They walked 375 kilometers. On the way, the villagers, they welcomed Gandhiji and joined with him, and they were going together. In the beginning, only 12 members started, and when they reached Dandi, 375 kilometers they walked. When they reached Dandi, thousands of people. And there, they broke the law by holding a fistful of salt without paying the tax. See here Gandhiji doing that. Before that, actually, to prepare the salt, they have to pay the tax. So without paying tax, he was holding a fistful of salt and distributing that one to others. Yeah. So there is civil disobedience. They disobeyed. Because this incident, immediately the police came there. And leaders like Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Kamala Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajagopalachari, Rajendra Prasad, and including Mahatma Gandhi were arrested. Okay, so they were arrested. This same in this salt satyagraha, 18 years old Mailar Mahadevappa, he participated from Sabaramati to Dandi. 18 years old Mailar Mahadevappa, the great personality. Yeah. And from Karnataka, R.R. Divakar, Kausalagi Hanumantrao, so Gangadhar Deshpande, so all these people they participated in that. And these people actually, when Gandhiji preparing salt there, Dandi March, here in Karnataka, Ankola salt satyagraha near Karwar, they did. Okay, so this is about civil disobedience movement. Next, immediately after this, the British wanted to convince the Indians. So anyway, protest is going so fast and so seriously. So to stop this, to give break to this protest, they wanted to call the leaders, freedom fighters, their leaders, and make a meeting. So in 1930, they called a meeting. There is a round table conference. And here in the round table conference, Indian National Congress not participated. Yeah. And as a result of only one party, what is the use? National Congress, especially the main party here, which is fighting against the British, not participated. So this is the failure actually, first roundtable conference. Afterwards, so Dr. B.R. Ambedkar participated there. Here he wanted to give some electoral constituency, he demanded, or he wanted to give importance to untouchables, uplift untouchables. In the beginning years, Gandhiji opposed that. Anyway, so but here in the first roundtable conference, to convince Gandhi, Gandhi was arrested. No, he was released, and there the Viceroy Irwin and Gandhi made an agreement. They signed an agreement. Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Okay, so second roundtable conference was called in 1931. And in this second roundtable conference, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, as I told, he wanted his demand for separate electoral constituency for untouchables. But Gandhiji opposed that one. So now between this Gandhiji and Ambedkar, the Indians, they were not having common understanding. Instead of discussing between British and the Indians, here Gandhiji and Ambedkar were discussing. Their opinion was different. So as a result of this, again, second roundtable conference also failure. But afterwards, after coming here, many leaders, they convinced each, both Ambedkar and Gandhi, and finally Gandhi and Ambedkar signed Pune Pact, or Pune Pact was signed between them. And afterwards Gandhiji traveled throughout India, and actually Gandhiji wanted to uplift the untouchables, but his opposition to give separate electoral constituency. Okay, and he traveled throughout India, and he called untouchables as Harijanas, and he gave speech to remove untouchability. Okay, so British again, another third effort to call the meeting and solve the problems. So third roundtable conference was called. British government instructed for the formation of federal government at the center and region. At the center and region, federal government, two, central one government and state another government, like that they proposed. But Congress opposed this and did not participate in the conference. So third roundtable conference also the failure. Okay, and Government of India Act of 1935. Afterwards, after this one, they introduced the government, British government brought this 1935 Act. This act provided the federal structure. They brought that one at the center and the regional autonomy at the state. Okay, and political rights were now available for Indians now. And Congress and Muslim League participated in the election. Indians can participate and Indians can enter into the legislature. That chance they got. And due to the development of political developments in Europe, Second World War started, and their Viceroy unilaterally declared India's support for the war. Okay, so here Indians, they opposed the First World War itself without the permission of Indians. They declared the support of India, and after the First World War they promised that after First World War we will give independence, but they didn't give. In Second World War again they declared like that, so we don't want. So Indians not convinced. To convince the Indians, the Stratford Cripps Commission proposed for dominion status to India, actually after the Second World War, and all the states will have liberty to be part of a new federation or not. They were liberty, princely states, whether they can join or not. This proposal were opposed by the Congress because so it is it will divide India. So, and by opposing that, they called Quit India movement. And Gandhiji gave a call to do or die. And actually, the Subhash Chandra Bose told so nice, do before die. Do or die afterwards, do before die. We have to do something. Leaders were arrested. So the particular date they fixed before that, the previous day, on 8th August they decided, but 6th itself, these Congress leaders, mainly Gandhiji, etc., they were arrested. Now no leader at all. At that time, Jayaprakash Narayan, the person other than Congress, he provided the leadership to the movement. He belongs to Socialist Party. And these socialists brought out a document titled the Freedom Struggle Front. And Muslim League did not participate in the Quit India movement because at that time they decided to have separate nation. The Muslim League didn't participate. And actually that Muslim League, instead of participating, they declared Vimukti Divas. They were demanding for separate nation for them, dividing India. So this is the bad development in India actually. In 1905, the division of Bengal, that the poison seed they sowed, now it is becoming the big tree. So next we have to discuss very important one, that is Isur incident. And here it is a village in Shimoga district. Isur is a village in Shimoga district. Villagers changed the name of the village as Swatantrahalli. Swatantrahalli actually. And that is independent village. They declared independence. The first village in India which declared independence. All the villages were wearing Gandhi cap. And there was a bar on the officials' visit to this village. Any officials, any British officer, they should not enter into the village. If they were entered, once they have entered, and these people, the group of people, 5 members actually, they were actually, here it is given, Gurappa, Janali Mallappa, and Surya Narayana, then Badali Halappa, then Gaudra Shankarappa. So these 5 members, they forced them to wear the cap and kill them. And after killing, they hang their dead body near the entrance of the village, which is the sign for other officials: you should not enter to the village, we are free. At that time, policemen, they fired on them. Afterwards, British came with the policemen and they fired on them, and villages. So this after the fire, when they were forcing to wear the cap, when they fired, lynched the officials, as I told. Afterwards, this British came with an army and arrested these 5 members, and 5 members were hanged. So this is the Isur incident. Yeah, so that is a village also. They were trying to free their country. Okay, so up to this, let us we discussed, and the next we have farmers and workers protest and tribal revolt, etc. is there. Let us discuss about that one in the next video. Thank you very much.